Oh, you mean the theory that if a woman with a septum ring posts a picture or video of herself on the internet, her comment section will be swarmed with butthurt sensitive little boys triggered by a piece of metal in her nose? Yeah, I'm familiar with the theory.
That's not the theory. The theory is that if a woman has a septum ring, it means that she has certain political leanings and cultural ideologies that are incredibly insane and unreasonable, and honestly, it's true pretty much all the time. Yo, what is going on, guys? Got a video for you here today from the Modern King titled Feminists Are Furious Over Nose Ring Theory. I mean, if the shoe fits, they might as well wear it. Now, today's video was suggested to me by Hadan the Mummy. I'm going to leave both of their channels linked in the pinned comments, so make sure you go and subscribe to these guys. Don't forget to leave your own comments, and let's jump right into the video.
Nose ring theory. Always has to be some dude in my comments going, septum ring theory.
What's your septum piercing theory?
You know, that's not very nice.
Can anyone tell me what the septum ring theory is?
Oh, septum theory? Oh, you don't like my septum piercing? Bye!
Bye, Felicia.
Septum ring theory wouldn't be a thing if these women didn't record themselves freaking out over men calling them out for having an unattractive septum piercing. It's a telltale sign that they are very unhinged people.
Stay away from women with septum piercings. They are horrible people. They are the most evil beings that you will ever encounter on this game that we call life. Alright? You know about the devil, but what if I told you there is a reincarnated form walking and roaming this earth, and all they got is a septum piercing? And I get what you're saying. Why would you just typecast one group of people, right? It's because it's always been true. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But bro, everybody with a septum piercing, they happen to be like the sexiest people on earth.
Even if a woman with a nose ring is aesthetically attractive, her general attitude towards men, politics, and life in general are usually so toxic and unpleasant that it actually makes them unattractive to a lot of men.
That's true, but that is to compensate for how bad of a person they are on the outside, you feel what I'm saying? It's like their heavenly restriction if you know Jujutsu Kaisen. They're going to be so sexy, it has to get balanced out with a flaw. This flaw being that they are evil and bad people. They cannot have both, gang. Just the way you're reacting to this information, I'm already knowing you're not gonna listen to my warning, bro. But when you go and tap in because you're being curious, you know what curiosity did to the cat, right? That's the same thing that's gonna happen to you.
Everybody has their preferences, but we're seeing a lot of these women make themselves intentionally unattractive just to spite an entire group of men who, by the way, probably don't even care.
But on the inside, shit's gonna numb you. It's gonna desensitize you. You're not gonna want any other woman after that. You dance with the devil, buddy. I tell you all the time, bro, this shit don't come from nowhere. I speak from experience, gang. Look, and don't make fun of me when I say this, gang. She was light-skinned. She was a nurse. She had a septum piercing. And when it was time to do that do, you know what tattoo she had on her thigh? She had the rose tattoo with the peacock. But you're not gonna listen to me though, right? Okay.
If a woman is covered in tattoos, has a septum piercing, and is also a nurse on top of that, I mean, that is just a recipe for disaster. And the unfortunate truth of the matter is that a lot of men learn that the hard way.
I'm going to hold your hand with an industrial paper towel when I tell you that your comments saying nose ring theory are literally doing the opposite of what you think they are. I want to look this way. I want you to be able to look at me and see that I am a safe space and that I don't tolerate it. I want you to look at me and know, Donald Trump, man, honestly, what's going on in the world right now? Honestly, if I'm not for you, good.
Just take a look at her facial expressions. These are not the looks of someone who's rational, and by acting this way, all she's doing is proving that there is weight to the whole nose ring theory.
Okay, what's with you and septum piercing?
It always starts with a girl, doesn't it? So there was this girl, and we had been talking for at least 4 months. Then we had been dating for about 6 months, and it got to the point where I was literally like, yeah, this is gonna be the girl for me. I'm gonna give it 2 years and I'm marrying this girl.
He made the right call giving things an extra 2 years just to make sure everything panned out. With modern women, it takes significantly more time to weed out the red flags, and oftentimes even then they still lie and pretend to be different people for a very long period of time.
Easily. She was literally the kind of girl you would dream of. She was everything you would want physically, everything you would want personality-wise, everything you would want in her sense of loyalty. She didn't really have many friends. I was her first body. She was everything that I wanted. There was no one who could really separate us. All of a sudden, one day, it was like just a switch happened. She had been talking to this other girl, which I had no idea about. This girl was everything that my girlfriend wasn't.
This is why the sisterhood is so dangerous. It only takes one bad friend to completely destroy that woman's life, and they have no problem manipulating women in good relationships to ruin everything in the name of so-called liberation.
Body wasn't good. She was horizontally challenged. She had a septum piercing. Personality was disgusting. The looks was just an absolute no. Everything about her was bad. So these two finally met up one day. They started hanging out pretty much every single day. This girl was here all of the time. I even met the girl at one point, and I think within the first 4 seconds, I went, nah, I don't like her. Immediately. You could feel the vibe on her. It was everything negative rather than positive. She would always complain. Everything was always a man's fault. She hates men.
Oh, negative aura, negative aura.
Yeah.
Oh.
Women who blame men for everything need to be avoided at all costs. Their only mission in life is to try and make everyone as miserable and as angry as they are.
It's like the plague. It sticks to you. It's disgusting. So anyway, the first change that I noticed, because my girl was blonde, she made my girlfriend dye her hair black, changed her entire aesthetic to wearing nothing but darked out black emo clothing, started wearing eyeliner. This all happened in the span of a week. One by one, it was one day black hair, next day was the makeup change and eyeliner, third day was the outfit, fourth day was a septum piercing, and then I think after the septum piercing, it didn't look like my girl anymore. It looked different.
It is tragic how easy it is for women to be manipulated by other women into doing just the dumbest things imaginable. And honestly, I think it's because they had an inclination to do it in the first place, and they just like to remove the accountability. But that's a discussion for a whole nother time.
As weeks started to go on, she started to try and stick other things in it to widen the gap. And it was almost like this girl had just come from the demon realm and just turned my girl into something that she wasn't. So then eventually my girl's personality changed and I couldn't take it no more. I told her specifically that you even had to change or we're over. And because I had such a great relationship with her parents at the time, my parents would spam call me asking if I had done anything, and I was like, no, I didn't do anything to your girl. Your girl met this one girl and she changed her, and the parents didn't believe me.
It's insane how quickly her family turned on him when he did literally nothing wrong. He treated this woman with kindness, respect, and love, and she turned around and threw it all in his face, and everybody is quick to take her side over it.
So I begged them, I say, listen, if you don't believe me, come out for a coffee and we'll discuss the whole thing. Sat them down, explained everything. They took my side.
You sat down with the parents?
Yes.
Yo.
Yes. I don't think you understand. When you really like a girl, you're gonna do whatever you can to save her. Eventually, she turned on everyone, even her own family, and it just wasn't my girl anymore. It was like she had been possessed or taken over. It just wasn't my girl. And after that moment, every time I looked at a girl with a septum piercing, all I still see is that other girl who stole my dick.
This woman forced her man to walk away because of something so damn stupid. It makes no sense why someone would change everything about themselves in the dumbest way possible and then blame the world when nobody accepts her idiocy.
Because these men make it so hard. They make it so hard. I can't handle it. I can't handle this. I can't handle men anymore. Y'all are liars. You lie to women. You promise us a lot. We are objects to you. We are things that you put on your shelf. You're just surviving, trying to raise these kids, trying to do the best you can. And you get $250 a month. What the? That is pennies. I had to put my boots on the ground and become a single mom at 21 years old. My life is not what I wanted it to be.
Bruh. The implication of happy wife, happy life is that if your wife is unhappy, she's gonna make your life miserable. Like she's a bomb you have to defuse every day, or it just spreads chaos and suffering to the whole family. First of all, nobody can be responsible for somebody else's happiness, never mind somebody whose mood depends on where the moon is. Can you imagine a man being like, yeah, if I'm having a bad day, so is she, and so are the children, and it's her fault? Oh my god, that's insane. Why is that normal to say?
It's normal because of the notion that it's the husband's job to make the wife happy, apparently, and that's pretty much impossible because modern wives insist on being unhappy instead of doing work to make the marriage actually last.
How about I love you and we're gonna work through this together, and sometimes my feelings aren't everyone else's problem. But no, a lot of women will be like, yeah, he's gotta maintain me. Oh, are you like a dog that he needs to walk and feed every day, and if he doesn't, you're gonna pee on the carpet because you're reactionary and volatile? And then they'll be mad if he agrees that she's like that. Like, some of these dudes, they sound like their wife is a temple that they have to sacrifice to every day, or else it unleashes a plague.
What's weird is how a lot of these women will look at their husbands and say that the men need to be trained on how to do everything. And even when a man does his best, it's still never good enough, and she gets angry with him anyway.
You know what else makes their emotions everyone else's problem? A toddler. Even then, when you feed it and love it and take care of it as best you can, it'll still cry and keep everybody up. Don't acknowledge that something perfectly applies to both you and a 2-year-old and then be like, but we're equal though. Oh my goodness, pick one.
That pretty much sums up a lot of modern women. Oftentimes they're toddlers who think that doing basic adult tasks means that they are worthy of praise for doing grown-up things.
Hey, what are you doing?
Eating a sandwich.
Oh, we're going to my parents' house for dinner.
I know, I can't wait to see them.
Okay, then why are you eating?
I'm hungry.
You can't wait an hour?
I'll be hungry again. It won't be an hour. I'm gonna have to hug them, talk. It'll be like 2 hours before I even see an appetizer.
Okay, what if I tell them as soon as we walk in, he's hungry?
No, that's weird. And it's all about me eating.
That's what you want.
No, it's not. I want to eat right now.
I would never do this to your parents.
I'm eating a sandwich.
Even though this is clearly a skit, it is insane how many men can relate to this. There are too many marriages where a woman will just cause drama over a sandwich that her husband is eating.
Why is Valentine's Day and also weddings typically more about pleasing the woman than celebrating the couple?
Because that's just how the world made it.
Why are there more traditions to celebrate women, and would that make sense if we're living in a patriarchy?
Because women are the prize.
Because if it wasn't for a woman, there wouldn't be any men on this earth. So we should be celebrating women every day.
But doesn't it take men to also produce more women?
But doesn't it take a woman first? You can get an IVF without a man and still have a baby. You can't be a man and do that. You can only be a woman.
She thinks this is a gotcha answer, but anybody with basic knowledge of biology knows that in order to make a child, a man and a woman both need to start that process. But anyway, guys, we're going to be leaving today's episode there. As always, don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Make sure you guys take care of yourselves, and I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Peace.